Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of VC the Venture Capital TV. And this platform is from LATOKEN, as we all know. So today we are going to discuss about international payments, cross-border payments, mobile payments, and the use of blockchain, digital ledger technology in bringing in the benefits in this particular space. Because we all use banks, we all transfer money cross border, we all transfer money back home. All the domestic helpers who work in Singapore, like the one I have as well, she transmits money back home and everywhere else as well. But there are a lot of issues. And we're going to discuss the issues, the challenges, then we're going to discuss about the solution as well. How blockchain technology, digital ledger technology is going to help solve the problems of cross-border remittance. Right? Today, I'll be joined by my co-moderator, Amit Das. Hi, Amit. Welcome to VCTV. How are you? Introduce yourself, please.
Great, Sony. Hi, my name is Amit Das, and I'm working at LATOKEN, and I'll be co-moderating the show with Sony Mohanty. Thanks for the thumbs up, Sony, and let's over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Amit. That was quick and good. So myself, as Amit said, my name is Sunny Mohanty. I'm the regional director of LATOKEN. I moderate, host VCTV every day, 8 p.m. Singapore this time. So don't miss out on VCTV this time. So again, very exciting panel today, exciting speakers today, exciting topic today. And I have everybody today. I have Gary from Florida. I have Karthik from Dubai. I've got Kingsley from Japan. And our new speaker of the session, Brajesh from Gujarat.
Hello.
Hi, Brajesh. So welcome to VCTV. As I'm always excited about talking to you people, I'm sure everybody is excited to talk to the rest of the speakers on this panel as well. So let's start with this. You're welcome. Let's start with a short intro and background of each of our speakers today. I'll start with Karthik. Karthik, over to you, please.
Hi, good afternoon. 48, Sony, keep the count going, as I always do. And thank you once again for hosting me this afternoon. It's always a pleasure to see you all. My name is Karthik, and I come in from the Middle East. I represent a couple of family offices based out of UK and a couple of venture funds based out of Middle East, primarily into health tech, edutech, and a lot of e-commerce, toying with a few fintech ideas. So here we are participating in this pitch today. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Karthik, welcome back on VCTV. Next, I have Kingsley. Kingsley, welcome back. How are you today?
What's happening? Hello, Sonny. How you doing? Tokyo is fine. Tokyo is beautiful as always. I'm happy to be here again. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's the weather in Tokyo? Is it cold? Is it hot?
It's rainy today, so it's a little cold. It's a little cold today. So
all right.
kind of staying warm. So my name is Kingsley Kobayashi. Born in Nigeria, I have lived in Asia for about 30 years. I'm a serial entrepreneur, turnaround expert, investor, blockchain projects and traditional finance projects. I'm interested in edutech, head tech, remote tech. My really interest right now is digital payment system, which is why I'm happy to hear to listen to Megatron make their presentation and then see if it's something that will be of interest.
Definitely. For sure. That's the reason we are here today. On demand by our speakers, Karthik and rest of you as well. Gary, over to you, please, with your background introductions. I'm sure everybody knows you by now, but still.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm getting to know me too. Who knows? It's good to be here today.
You should be asking us, Sony. Some of these days, you should be asking us to introduce Gary. That's how it should be now. With the kind of lineage Gary has on the show, we should be introducing Gary.
Okay, Karthik, go ahead. I'm
Go ahead.
curious.
I have only one way to introduce Gary. Gary is the grandmaster of artificial intelligence. It begins with him and it ends with him. That's how I understood artificial intelligence. Yeah,
Exactly.
No,
There you
Gary
go.
is the
You feel
Perfect.
Gary
I
is
feel
a
like
serial entrepreneur from a small village and has about 18, 17, if I'm not startup he has invested in AI.
two
I know
unicorns.
a lot about it.
yeah.
I like
So,
that. Kingsley, small
yeah.
village.
No, very good. 17. So I've been involved in 17 startups. We've had 2 unicorns. I was on the original management team at Click Software, which was sold to Salesforce for 1.35 billion about 20 months ago. I've been doing artificial intelligence companies for quite some time. Actually got involved early in AI, Ops 5 Lisp days. So love AI. AI is the new electricity. I'm the CEO, president and co-founder of GSD, Get Shit Done Venture Studios, an AI and quantum venture studio that's located in Santa Clara, California. Normally I'm in Santa Clara, but I've been stuck in Florida because of COVID. So anyhow, it's great to be here with VCTV, and I look forward to our discussion today. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gary. Thank you. And thank you for those introductions, Karthik and Kingsley, about Gary. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
We just know each other better.
Yes.
Thank you, both of you.
Okay, last but not least, Brajesh. Hi, welcome on VCTV. This is your first time, and you're going to be introducing your project to our speakers, to our audience. Please introduce yourself. Thank you.
Myself, Brijesh. I am the director of Genesis Decoded. And to be very frankly speaking, I would say that I'm not that smart enough in this technical things. Unfortunately, my partner, Dhaval, he's not here with me. So maybe if at all, I won't be able to give you a proper reply if I'm not wrong. If I'm wrong somewhere, just bear me with certain things.
Oh, yeah, sure. Brajesh, don't worry. I've already shared the presentation with them. They know a bit about your project. And so this is like probably not a drill down session. They're not a drill down session, sorry. So it's going to be a high level as well. And if they need more information, they can always connect to you directly through me, or directly as well. So fantastic. Today we're going to talk about today's topic. Obviously, I have to mention about the blockchain technology because we're talking about cross-border cross-border payments. And as we all know the pain points. We all remit money and we know the pain points. This is nothing new as a product. So hence a little bit of background. Blockchain has been making a buzz, as we all know, for quite some time. It's been a couple of years, but still is in the buzz stage. But obviously this year, I think last year, because of coronavirus pandemic, a lot of digital transformation has happened, and blockchain, obviously, blockchain and crypto has shot up in terms of adoption, as we've all known, and BTC is growing in value. The distributed ledger technology, which is also the blockchain technology, has been widely talked about the banks as well. Many banks have adopted blockchain technology as well. They've also set up innovation labs to conduct proof of concepts to be able to harness this modern day technology. So that's blockchain and distributed ledger technology. Is the technology behind the application of cross-border payments. So let's start with some trends. Because we all know, because of the shutdown and the lockdown, everybody went cashless, went to digital payments, mobile payments. Everybody was swiping their phones, their cards. So that was domestically. So what happened internationally? So let's talk about that. Let's start with Karthik with his insights about the trends in digital payments in relation to cross-border payments.
So digital payments were always a big thing in the last 15 to 20 years with the level of globalization that we have seen in cross-border businesses happening. Primarily bank-to-bank transactions over secured networks, but were managed by centralized nodes. But then the way the world has been moving towards decentralization and world has been moving towards blocking it or creating certain nodules of interest where power centers are broken, primarily working against the pace, authenticity, and security of the transactions that have been built around decentralized ledgers and payment mechanisms started coming into vogue in around coronavirus and maybe just about the pandemic times. It has multiplied the entire payment interface by around 11x to 12x, especially in the subcontinent, in Asia Pacific, and in the Middle East. Middle East has been a little slow in terms of accepting the entire decentralized ledger technology. But globally, I think the trends have been primarily in securing the transactions to a level where, along with pace, the authenticity of transactions have been managed. A lot of banking partners have started coming on board. A lot of large exchanges and a lot of large trades and trade deals, cross-border trade deals, have been built on the decentralized ledger foundations so as to make sure that there is securitization at both ends of the funnel without any intermediary authority that blocks the payment or that remits the payment gateway on its own. So yeah, I think trends have been very forthcoming, Sonny. But again, the idea is about adoption of technology. I wouldn't call it a sunrise industry because it's been in a sunrise stage for quite some time now. But now it is at a level where it needs to be commercially made applicable, commercially viable, and commercially democratized. When that happens, maybe in the next 5 to 6 years, I would see a parallel payment mechanism which is independent of banking structures and independent of government bodies would start creating a more secure channel for partners to build in funnels.
Right. Anyway, just a quick question on target clients. Anybody has made a transaction recently on blockchain? Transmitted any bitcoins to anyone? Okay.
I was supposed to do that. I was supposed to do that to a ransomware guy who held my entire server to ransom and asked me for 3,000 bitcoins. When I thought I'm better off losing that data than to give him 3,000 bitcoins. So yeah, that's my closest interaction with it.
There's a reason why I asked this question, because you've done traditional fund run. Did you say 3,000 bitcoins?
Yeah, so that's the challenge, Tony. That while the technology has been in place for quite some time, it hasn't been democratized. If somebody in my space hasn't been democratizing it and using it to a very large extent as a authenticated mode of communication and remitting, then I'm sure
Yeah.
it hasn't percolated down the society. It hasn't been able to build a strong niche for itself, and that's where it is required to be built. While the technology is augmenting itself every day with a lot of AI around it, it still hasn't been able to build a level of acceptance across the world, and that's where we need to be focusing on.
Agreed, agreed. And let's talk and let's discuss how can we make it, democratize it, mass adoption. Kingsley, any crypto transfers recently cross border?
Yes, we are involved in that a lot. I do that a lot, but I would not be specific of what is done or what is not done. But the truth is that change is taking place around the world, and people are beginning to understand that blockchain is the future, and the way of transactions through cross borders. You look at the refugees, you look at the migration of people without documentation and things like that, and it becomes very essential that we should provide a way for them to get money or send money back to their loved ones. Uh,
Yeah.
Transactions, as we know it right from trade from barter in the olden days to now, is still the same. Nothing has changed because human beings are not used to change. We are still stuck with the banking system where you go to bank, you have to wait in line with all these COVID patients. You don't know who is sick, who is not sick. But using blockchain and using digital payment system, mobile payment, we'll be able to solve this problem, and that is what we are looking to do. And
Awesome.
I'm very much aware of what is going on around that sector.
Absolutely, Kingsley. Very much in agreement with you. Thank you so much. Gary, your opening remarks about the topic today.
Yeah, so I just wrote an article a few weeks ago about quantum computers make blockchain obsolete. So I actually started looking at what happens after blockchain. But we're right on target. Kartik was mentioned these cross-border payments and payments to loved ones, et cetera. So obviously that's where blockchain has the most effect. There are some, just Sonny, by just having the show today and talking about blockchain, it's called the Pygmalion effect, the self-fulfilling prophecy, right? You start to bring it into existence. So yes, people are talking about it. Yes, people are using it. Yes, it offers more security when it's implemented, but sometimes, and the digital transformation has helped, right? Just like we're here on BCTV today, the digital transformation's helped because people aren't able to travel to get to places where they would take money before. So, and we have done, I actually accepted some payments in crypto. So
Wow.
I wish I still had the Bitcoins. I accepted the payments
Right.
because
How
it'd
was
be
the
worth a whole
experience? We'll
lot
have to
more
know.
money.
Yeah, I mean, how was the experience, Gary, between a traditional cross-border transfer, remittance, and crypto transfer?
It was a lot easier.
Okay.
I mean, but then my partner's an expert in crypto. So, honestly, from my own standpoint, the challenge I have with it is I don't want to make a mistake because I know if I do, I'm never going to get the money back, really. And so for me personally, the one thing that I know, if I use PayPal, for instance, or I use the bank, at least I got a third party that's there. There's some type of responsibility and recourse. So if they make a mistake, they'll fix it. But the
Yeah.
problem I have is I don't want to make a mistake, and so I'm not, so yes, we've done it, but I'm still not confident enough in it to use it on a regular basis, me personally.
Yes, absolutely. There you go. I was in the same kind of mindset before I transacted in crypto. Obviously, I transfer make the transfer, and I'm like, I sit back, relax, because I know there's a middle body who's taking care of everything, settlements and everything, and my money is going to be reaching the right destination. But once you are self-sufficient, you know how to use the technology. It's about technology. Crypto is nothing but technology. It's based on the digital blockchain technology. Once you use the technology, I just have to share my experience. Once you realize the kind of freedom you get when you're in control of your own money, so you probably switch. I switch. Let's hear it from Brajesh, because he is in that business. Brajesh, to answer Karthik's question point, like he was like, he had like how many bitcoins again, Karthik? Was that
3,000.
2,000 bitcoins? And Gary
3,000 or
obviously
300. I would have sold half a country for that money.
3,000 bitcoins right now. Wow. I can't even calculate how much that is in US dollars. And Gary obviously not only Gary, but all of us, we all believe in a bank, because bank is the one, if something goes wrong, we're going to ask the bank, oh, we want the money back. But with the crypto and the blockchain, who do we ask? So
So
Brajesh,
that's
we'll have to
that's
start
the
with you.
underlying challenge, and that's the first query that I want to bring to the table is that why, when, and how would we be able to build some amount of security, comfort, and peace with the people who are investing in this? That if my money is lost and if things fall apart, how am I going to ever get my money? And who do I go and ask? Do I ask a banker? Do I ask a miner? Who's responsible for my money? That's
Brajesh,
where the challenge is
You
in
know,
terms of technology.
so that's
Karthik,
a challenge.
there was one person on the show one time that said, I think they had 10,000 Bitcoins, and they lost their computer. And, and he lost everything he had, and he bought them really early. And so, he's now I'm sure he's kicking himself today, but I mean, that's the kind of things that are, concerning a bit. I'm not saying there aren't workarounds and we got to move forward, right? And
Yeah.
we need to have these distributed ledgers and security, but those kind of issues, right? And I remember he was on the VCTV and he was saying, let me tell you a little bit about what happened. I did
It has happened to all of us. I'm a victim of that too. That is why I am more in the line of collaborating with the banks instead of going parallel to the banks. Most banks are already using blockchain to fasten their transfers. So I think we don't need to go away from the banks. The traditional banking will still be there, but we have to make them use the system that will make it more secure, more faster. I'm always about collaboration. At my age, I'm not gonna, I'm not a Gen Z like my son, who is gonna go. No, I am very careful how I use the computer. I'm very careful how what
Right.
happens there. So my way is collaboration between the banks, the government, and the blockchain.
Great, great. I mean, yes, I understand the mindset is going to take a lot of time to, as Gary and Kingsley said, when I started off, I was like, I didn't understand anything what I was doing, all those numbers, big numbers, when you transmit them on Etherscan and big numbers. I was like, what's all this? But once you get used to it, it's technology, it's industry 4.0, 5.0. Things are going to evolve and we have to get used to it. So, British, tell me how convenient it is for you to transfer money.
It is very easier to transfer money for me, because we do this thing on a daily basis. You can say on hourly basis. Like we keep on transferring. We are into this business since last 6 months. So here comes our own wallet, that is Oracle. And in terms of safety, you can say it is 100% stable and safe as well. And we never seek any personal information from our clients. We have a client end side security model with the private key hosted locally in the Oracle crypto wallets. And we have almost completed, and we are launching it on 15th of January. We are even determined on the designing easy to use, intuitive interface. Also, we are going to access the wallet. We are never going to access the wallets of our clients. With this in mind, we are striving to be a leader in innovation. Here are some key instances. You can say design and the best. We design with the best and well-recognized standards. We always use standards that are generally accepted and recognized for our programs to ensure the keys can be used by the programs as well to make seamless transactions. We are the industry's leading security features found in modern smartphones to ensure that our client's wallet is safe and secure. Private keys are always unique and are only kept locally.
Sure.
The
Okay,
user
British,
can easily
sorry to
retrieve
interrupt.
the backup.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Karthik has a question. Because
Yes.
let's keep it interactive.
Sure.
Because, as you understand, the technology itself, it's kind of, how to say, little advanced for maybe
Definitely.
not for
So,
everyone. So,
Brijesh,
Yes,
very,
Karthik.
very fundamental question. Very fundamental question. I come in from the Middle East where 90% of the remittances are person to person remittances back home of hard earned money. And the people
Definitely.
who remit money through banking or through exchange channels are typically people who do not have either exposure or understanding of the technology. Google Cloud is been talking about space on the cloud for last 7 years, and it's just about 1% of the internet users who have subscribed to cloud. Now, if people are scared to put their data and information on cloud, how will you build confidence and trust amongst the millions of semi blue collared and white collared people who add up to around 60% of the remittances back home to the countries in subcontinent, to trust an extremely convoluted technology? I wouldn't say convoluted, but extremely complicated technology, which doesn't have a human being to pin when the money is lost. Today, I have an exchange partner to pin when my money doesn't reach. I have a bank to pin when my money doesn't reach. Who do I pin when the money doesn't reach? And why would I want to be layered with myriad technology when all you would need to give me is a simple accessible skin which is reachable on both sides and the money reaches? So how would you see that becoming far easier, and how would you drive home that guy who earns $4,000, $5,000 and sends $3,000 every month, and there are 27 million such people living in this part of the world who transmit such money? How would you make them use your technology?
See, Karthik, it's basically, uh, I would like to say that we need to educate people. See, time is changing, things are changing, the whole world is changing. So the thing is, like, I'll tell you one short story. Like, my daughter, she's just 5 years old, but when I ask her to transfer certain amounts, like my crypto amounts, she can do it very easily from her wallet to my wallet. So we need to educate people. We need to build that confidence in people so that they can start using this blockchain technology and start the remittance,
So
as it
I've
is
been
more
operating
easy
I've been
and it is the
operating in the
fastest.
finance space for a while. There are two challenges that come in the finance space when it comes to a low ticket holder.
Yeah,
The challenge in his mind is about the pace and the safety of the money. And to a large ticket holder, which is large organizations, it's about the authenticity and the accuracy of the delivery, whether the delivery reaches to the right partner and whether the delivery transfers into a trade or transmits into a trade as per his expectations or fulfills a particular business objective. Now, with a currency non tangible at both ends, practically non tangible at both ends, how would you drive home that confidence and how would you build? Because the world still operates, and 90% of my ecosystem I live in operates on my currency ecosystem. 10% might be on my big Bitcoin. So how would you bridge the gap between the cryptocurrency or the blockchain world versus my regular world? And how would you create that dollar conversion easy enough for me to move seamlessly from my virtual to my real world?
In this case, Sony would be
Email
very
can
much
be
helpful.
printed. Email can be printed, right? Cloud
Right, right.
data can be taken on a handphone and seen. How can I look at a cloud currency? How do I make my cloud currency work for me?
There's no chance of error in this case. Like if you do one single mistake, your money is gone, to be very frank, right? So you need to be very sure whatever you are doing it, you should do it in the right way. Apart from that,
Let, let, let me help you out here a little bit.
yes, yes, yes.
We all have money in the bank. Nobody has ever gone to the bank and said, "Show me your money." Right? Have you ever gone to the bank and said, "Bank manager, I want to see my $1 million." Nobody does that because the money is not there. So I think having faith in blockchain that they can do it. It's all about faith. We are afraid of change. But what is important here is information.
Yes,
I
we
have
need
been
to
in a
educate.
situation. I have been in a situation where a wallet company locked me out because they upgraded without informing me they were going to upgrade. So I lost my money because they don't have access to my own personal identification, right? So I lost my money. So how do you prevent such things from happening? I do understand that, okay, we change Ripple to Bitcoin, Bitcoin to fiat, at what percentage the spread is there. Yes, it's going to be a little bit less than going to the bank because there is no pay for taxi to go there, pay for fuel to get there. It's more secured, it's traceable where it went to, but it's not retraceable. So how do I retrace it back? Like when I was logged out, I couldn't get that money. I'm talking about almost about $250,000 right here. So for me, that was a bad experience. But I learned from it. So I'm very careful when I'm doing things right now. So how do you teach people like Kathy just said, who are not digitally educated? Do you have a program? I like your Megatron, but do you have a program to educate people who are old or who are young to use this program?
Like in India, as of now, I'm into this business since last 6 months, you can say. And even a farmer of a local village now knows how to use a crypto wallet, how to transfer those funds to the bank, how to transfer those funds to the exchange, and how to activate it to their bank account. People are turning smartly day by day. Like in earlier, when I'll tell you, like in 2010, nobody knew what Bitcoin was,
Yeah.
right? And now what Bitcoin is, everyone is aware of. So
Yeah.
the things are changing, the time is changing. It might take some time, but I'm damn sure that the future is definitely going to be crypto.
Yeah, sure. We definitely had these hiccups, as Kingsley mentioned and Karthik mentioned. One is the trust. My money is okay. Is it going to the right wallet? Is it going to the right
Definitely.
person? How do I guarantee how much I've lost, how much I've reached? I have nobody to blame if something goes wrong. Who is the custodian of my money? The wallet owner? Who is it? Who is? How do I trust the wallet owner? There's so many questions. That questions also came to my mind when I started. I started in this field in 2017. It was all like I was not sure what I was doing, but it's a fascinating technology. Cryptography is based on cryptography, underlying blockchain and the cryptocurrencies, cryptography. It's a fascinating technology. And once people start to educate themselves, your 6-year-old daughter can transmit
Yes,
money.
yes.
a
She does
farmer
it.
can a
Yes, even a
farmer can
farmer can do
transmit
that.
Yes, a farmer can transmit money to an exchange, from an exchange to a bank. So why not all of us? I mean, it's just about training ourselves. Like if we are able to train ourselves, make ourselves ready for industry 4.0 or 5.0 or 5G, AI, all this futuristic quantum computing, why not crypto? If we have the advantages and the benefits. So yes, that's about that's about me. That's about the first 30 minutes. So, Brajesh, today is a pitch competition.
Okay.
So, Gary, do you have anything to share before we start the pitch? It's not competition, just the pitching.
No,
Anything
I
to
think
share?
we've covered a lot of it. I'd like to hear the pitch.
Exactly. So, Brajesh, this is your opportunity to give the background about your project. What exactly are you solving? Um, how are you going to raise funds? What's in for the investors? and then we take feedback from all of the investors over here. Do you have anything to present? Are you going to present anything, Brajesh? Any presentation?
Yes, it is. I'll just take a minute or so to show the presentation.
Okay, Amit, I'm transferring the floor to you. Please help Brajesh with the presentation.
Yes.
Over to you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Sony, for those insightful words from all over the panel. Right now we are focusing on understanding about Megatron, which is the startup that is on our session today. So before we move on to Megatron, I want to say a few things about the current blockchain as a payment method. So since the 2008 economic recession, the financial industry has been unexpectedly shaken and faced with a number of challenges concerning trust, reliability, and value. So it has completely transformed the business of large financial institutions, retailers, and international businesses, changing the way payments are conducted and fulfilled. So hello again, my name is Amit Das, and today we have Brijesh Gadiali, the founder of Megatron, on our show today. So Megatron is basically set to revolutionize the way payments will be made between the retailers and the consumers. Their app is coming into the future on probably by next month maybe. So
Yes, it is almost ready.
okay. So they are leveraging blockchain as a technology to provide end-to-end security between the customers. So without any further delay, let's hear about Megatron from the founder himself. Over to you, Brijesh.
The name is
Okay.
Megatron, right? It's
Yeah, that's
Megatron.
right. That's right, Karthik.
Megatron.
Has it got anything to do with Transformers?
No, no.
Because Megatron and Transformers is
I was
completely
saying
against.
that, you know.
To be
And
very frank, we just thought of the concept from that same movie, like from Transformers itself, and even we have some ideas from Transformers. That's why it is
oh,
Megatron.
lovely.
So
I'm happy to hear that. I am a Transformers buff, so yeah. I would love to see Bumblebees
Yeah,
also around off the off late.
I mean, but Megatron's not the good guy, right? Megatron's the bad guy, the Decepticon.
but in
I would
this
have
case,
loved to see an
it's
Optimus
reverse.
Prime around.
Yeah, exactly. I would call it Optimus Prime or Bumblebee.
Bumblebee. So Megatron,
Go ahead,
basically,
Abhishek. Go ahead.
yeah, thank you. So the crypto business can seem like monkey business, right? But we are all set to change that. Our solid team of practical developers aim to design the most sustainable environment for transactions, a safe, secure, and scalable environment. Money comes with risk, but we say why to take that risk if it can be done safely. So what are the benefits of MTR token holders? First, higher trust rating. We rank higher in terms of trust building with our users. At least authoritative publication in the world ranks us so. A sustainable growth and loyal service make your platform rank higher. It is user friendly. The interface is very user friendly, easy to understand, and diverse UI and UX designed for a simpler user experience. We rope in the best way for interaction between the users and our system, lowering lowering investment risk, you can say, constantly growing up in trustworthy development for our platform. A roadmap laid and followed upon the times gives users and us the way sustainable achievements through years to come. So Megatron distribution tokens are 13% of them. The tokens are sold to investors during the private ICO. 27% of our token are allocated for the IO. 10% tokens are distributed for strategy partner and advisory for market stability. 10% tokens are allocated to the founder. 5% tokens are distributed for referral during the token sale. A referral session would be done for promoting and marketing the project. 5% of tokens are distributed to the developers, and so 20% token will be reserved funds for emergencies. The specifications of this token is the name is Megatron, the token ticker is MTR, and our total supply is 10,000 crore pre-mining. The platform which we use is Tron blockchain, and it's a standard token, and it's on TRC20. So token type is POW, that is proof of work. This is what Megatron is. Now coming to our first project, below Megatron is Oracle. Oracle is a crypto wallet, basically, as I told earlier also that we are already launching that on 15th of January along with Megatron on the same day. And the wallet is almost on the testing phase on what do you say, Google Play Store and even on iOS platforms. The user can easily retrieve the backup from wallets saved digitally on a paper, like user friendly and filled with special features on it. Oracle Crypto Wallet is quite easy to understand and access for the user and designed as an elegant user interface. Right. Yes.
I think somebody needs to be on mute. I can hear some background noise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, carry on, Brajesh.
So our Oracle Crypto Wallet is a user-friendly application that stores and transacts using private and public keys with different blockchains to allow user to send and receive cryptocurrency and monitor that transaction. To access Megatron and many other cryptocurrencies, the user need to own a cryptocurrency wallet. So this is what Oracle is about. And we are already having 18,000 users who will be downloading this wallet on 15th of January. That's a good news for us because we have a huge community who have faith in us because they have joined with us since last 6 months. We are into this business from last 6 months. So there are 18,000 plus users who are going to download this wallet on 15th of January itself. Apart from that, our second project is telepathy. Telepathy is again a blockchain based message application. Telepathy is one such networking system solution where all the organizations seek. It provides a solution for all the big and small networking problems of organizations. And on telepathy, you can even send cryptos to your near and dear ones who is across somewhere in another part of the world. Like if at all I'm in India, if I want to send some cryptos to any of my cousin in US, I can do that from that same messaging application. So these are the two key features, like two products. One is Oracle, and the another one is telepathy. Telepathy is we are going to launch by, you can say, mid of March or by the end of March. Oracle, we are already coming up on 15th of January.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, go on.
And then we have three more projects, but that might take some time. Wolfpack, it's an entrepreneurial program TV show, just like this one. Then there's a fitness first restaurant chain based on health and wealth serving raw food. And then the fifth one is Plutus, the farmers cross border platform. It's just like an Amazon where one can order something and it would be a peer-to-peer based application. So these five projects makes Megatron, and I hope it works.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much, Brajesh. You
Do you
can
want
stop.
some do you want some feedback, Sonny?
Yes, please, Gary, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean the situation is, Bresh, I've done 17 companies and $2 billion companies. So I can, and I'm a marketing guy. I was an MBA marketing professor and have done IPOs, that kind of thing. I mean, and not to be funny about it, but the Megatron thing, it's like cartoon character, right? So, and that's a negative cartoon character. It's not like Bugs Bunny. So I would seriously think about it, because if I start to, if I know it, I think about something not good. So I would think about some kind of name and rethink it a bit, especially because you could have copyright infringement issues, trademark issues. And I've had those before internationally, and you may run into that and nothing good's going to happen, right? If you got to turn it backwards. So take a look at that. The other thing is, basic presentation skills, you can't read the slides. You got to make sure you understand them inside your heart and soul, so you can you have the compassion. I don't know anything about your team, right? You didn't have a team slide about who you're investing in. All I heard about is Megatron, and you want to make sure when you're presenting, you want to make sure that you do inflection. You bring emotion into it, not monotone, because you'll lose the audience. And it's a huge deal, right? Part of being a great entrepreneur is being a great actor, right? And being able to present. So think about that. Steve Jobs used to take about 6 weeks to prepare before he would do his presentation at the Moscone Center. He was not a good presenter, by the way, right? He practiced to present. So I would do that. Next thing is, you don't have a wow statement in there. I didn't hear that. And maybe it's because you were reading down through it and it lost my attention, but you need to have a wow statement. I suggest, as a guy, the best person in the world that can, that understands this is Bill Reichert. He's Guy Kawasaki's partner. If you Google my name and Bill Reichert, he was on my show talking about presentations. And I would get his new book, Getting to Wow, and look at it because it's really important. There are elements of what you need. It's like a script for a great movie, right? So if you're doing episodic or climactic, these are the stages you want to go through. You don't tell me, I don't know financially where you are. I don't know how much investment you've had into your company. I don't know where you're trying to go, right? I know you have something. I don't know really what it is yet. I heard you talk about Wolfpack and a TV show and all that. For me, it means it's distracting because it doesn't show you're focused on that exact part of your business from my standpoint. And the other thing, the very last thing you said is, I hope. Any entrepreneur that says, I hope, to me, never gets an investment, because I am not going to invest in somebody that hopes they're going to be successful, because that means they're not sure they're going to do it. From my own perspective, I just don't. And maybe that's American or Russian culture. I lived in Russia a long time. And the UK, it's hope is not something. You either believe in yourself or you don't, right? So there's soft side and there's hard side. So team slide, wow statement, what's the financial, where you are, how much money have you raised, what are your intentions, what do you plan on doing, and how do I get my money out? What's going to happen to me investing in a company like yours? What do I get out of it and when?
Great points. Gary, Brijesh, what do you think about Gary's feedback?
Gary is perfect, is absolutely right. I was very much unprepared. As I said earlier, that Dhaval is not right here, and I'm not the right guy to make all these things happen. But still, I took a chance because unfortunately, I'm not able to connect with him. So I'm extremely sorry on behalf of that.
Okay, no worries.
You don't have to be sorry. You did what you had to do. It takes bravery to do that. But even reading the script, whoever wrote that script did not. Gary covered almost all the points. All the points. You started negative. Everybody thinks it's a monkey business. If I think it's a monkey business, I'm not going to. I'm not going to put my money into it. Cryptocurrency is not a monkey business. But there are a lot of monkey business out there. But you have to go positive. You have to. You are selling orange to me. So if I was going to sell orange to you, I'm not going to say orange are used for hitting people. No, I'm going to. It's like water. Is water good for you or bad for you? It depends on how you use it. If I put your head in water, you die. If you drink it, it nourishes you. So these are simple facts of life. The presentation itself is that was your best, but the write-up of the whole business plan does not it's not concluded. You said you have 4 or 5 other plans. So is it $10 million you are looking for enough for just this one business or the other 5 business? Because investors want to know, are you looking for 10 million to increase to 15 million or 11 million, or you are looking for both the profit and everything from us? So how do we get our money back? So these are important points that we're not touched. Why is it that only you can do it? That's the why is it that only you can do it? Why is it that anybody cannot do it? Why is it that it needs blockchain? Why can't you just go normal digital? Because I know a lot of projects in India that are doing farming just digital way. I was opportunity to do it. I think Raj in Dubai 5 years ago at Grand Hyatt, and a young boy who was about 21 presented a very good project about agriculture. I think it was fishing or so. So you have to pinpoint what you want to do. You have to pinpoint how much you really need, because I don't think 10 million is enough for your business, because you have 4 other projects coming up. So please just concentrate on one project and make sure you present that one project, why you can do it, how much you want, how much you have now, and how much you have raised. Kate, I can see you are waiting. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I just want to say something.
Thank
This
you.
is the whole point, Karthik, this one. This is the whole point, Brajesh, not to make you disheartened or discourage you. Just give you the right direction so that because you are, your IO is coming up and you are also looking to raise further funds. This is the platform where you get the right feedback from the right investors who have actually invested in multiple startups so that you can work on them. So yeah, please don't feel discouraged about this
No,
feedback.
no, no, no.
Just want to request. Thank you.
No, but we are giving you free free consultation. You should be paying us.
Yeah, that's
We
it.
are looking-
Absolutely. I mean, I would agree with Kingsley. This is $1 million advice that Gary and Kingsley have given. I look at businesses very differently, Brijesh, and I would have fundamental questions about it. And for me, I'm technology agnostic. What drives my interest is what's your revenue stream? What's your cost stream? What's your profitability in the business? Where are you going to drive repeats? Who's your end consumer and how long are you going to be relevant to your end consumer? How are you going to add more value and make sure that as you open up a business stream, your consumer doesn't see relevance with somebody else and deserted you? If you've built an acquisition funnel and bringing shoppers or consumers onto your platform, over what period of time do you risk losing the consumers? Also, in the business that you are in, what's the level of risk that you have, and what's the kind of mitigation that you've built to make sure that your capital pool doesn't collapse? I would love to look for answers to these because while I love and always been saying about that on VCTV, I love ideas, but I also love good ideas that have execution plans, revenue streams, and long-term sustainability. So for me, that's what excites me, and that's what compels me to look at a project.
Yeah, thank you. See, Brijesh, this is the platform where you get a very honest feedback from all our investors. So, in continuation with Kingsley and Karthik and Gary, what is the unique selling point? Why did you use? Why did you tokenize your project? Why couldn't you build a solution by traditional methods like? So, can you please answer these questions?
Can you please come again?
So what is a unique selling point of your, as Kingsley said, how you're different from others?
Your unique competitive advantage.
Why are you unique and why can't anybody else do this business? And if you are unique, what uniqueness do you bring onto the table?
The uniqueness, the projects, the 5 different projects itself are unique from my point of view. And that is the only reason we have come up with this Megatron token thing. And can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So the 5 different projects, and apart from that, we even have another projects lined up which we haven't disclosed yet. But we are as of now just working and focusing on all these projects. And as of now, the only Oracle is ready, and in next 60 days of time, we are coming up with telepathy.
Okay, so I think Rajesh, you are from the software background.
Yes,
Traditionally.
yes.
Is it 10 million enough for these 5 projects?
Is 10 million enough for this project, Rajesh?
Yes, yes, yes.
And how long does
For the-
10 million last?
For the 5 projects?
For these 5 projects.
What's the exit plan for an investor? If somebody comes onto the table, what multiplier will you exit me? If let's say if I were to tell you I'm going to part 5 million out of these 10 million, at what multiplier will you exit me? That's one. What's my risk that you will cover? Because I would want to come onto this project at a minimum risk. I don't want to buy any risks. How will you reduce my risk? And more importantly, how will we reduce the risk of the consumer on the platform? These are 2 things. I mean, for me at the moment, risk is the only question. You don't need to reply to any of them and all of them at this moment. You want to come back to us later, feel free to come back to us later. The idea is not to intimidate you through any of these questions. Completely understand you are a tech representative and your partner couldn't join you in. You want to take a step back and say that I'll come back to you maybe next week with some more insights. We're happy to do that. Sonny, is that fair?
Absolutely fair. As Rajesh rightly said in the beginning, that his co-founder is not here. He's a CTO. So we understand. Rajesh, we are not here
And
to.
Brijesh,
Yes, yes, yes.
if you need help, Brijesh, reach out to us, buddy. There's no logic of not helping you.
Definitely.
And all of this is absolutely free. Don't worry, nobody charges here. At least I don't charge for this kind of help. So I'm happy to
Right.
help you, buddy.
Right.
I'm,
But I'll come up
I'm
with
going to
all the
I'm
details.
going to charge Sony.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, you can charge me. Yes. Kingsley.
I'll come up with all the answers very soon. And I'm really very sorry for this.
Yeah, Brajesh, I mean, these are the kind of reasons when you've done a lot of startups, these are the kind of fundamental challenges that each and every startup has, right? And the reason that 9 out of 10 startups fails because they don't address these kind of issues, right?
Yes.
And then the other thing is, you talk about $10 million, but how long does 10 million last, right? Is it 18 months, 3 years, 5 years, 1 year? You got to show that you have some logic behind what you're doing. And if not, it's like throwing stuff against the wall to see what sticks, as we say here. So every VC, every investor is going to be the same, right? Pretty much, unless they're family or friends, and they'll give you some benefit of the doubt. So these are the kind of things. I sent you over a link, by the way, in chat to the show I did with Bill Reichert, who's, by the way, is on the board of my company. He's probably the top guy in the world at developing pitches.
Okay.
Anyhow, listen to that. His book is called Getting to Wow, and I would read that. I mean, don't be disheartened by this, but there's some guidance to move forward. And if you want to get internet, 10 million is not a small number, right? So the people that are putting 10 million in you are going to want to make sure you have these areas covered, right? So,
right.
Yeah. So as you said, Brajesh, everybody is so supportive of you in this sense. They can all help you after this VCTV hour. As Karthik said, everybody is open to help you after VCTV hour is finished. This session is finished. So please feel free to reach out to them. And that's the whole idea about VCTV. That's the whole idea. This is the whole idea. This is the whole motive of VCTV, to connect entrepreneurs like Brajesh who need help. I mean, obviously, he's looking to
Definitely, I'll do that very
Thank
soon.
you, Brajesh.
I think, Sonny, this is a message that we should be, as a VCTV panel, also make sure reach out to all the participants. And it's okay to go a little underprepared at times, but it's good to be ready to receive information, work on it, and replan. And it's not just a tech idea that drives business; it's the business fundamentals and the values of the business that drive business. And that is where a lot of startups I have noticed in last maybe 2 to 3 years have been faltering. Everybody has a beautiful tech idea, but not often do they come up with business fundamentals, investment thesis, exit plans. What is the USP of the business, and how are you going to bring scale to the business? That's critical.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very, very rightly said by Karthik, Gary, Kingsley, very rightly. I mean, Brajesh, not only you, but all the founders and entrepreneurs who are watching you and this session today, these are the fundamental things when you come for a pitching session, especially before VCs.
I completely understand that.
Yeah. So thank you so much. I would like to take some closing remarks from our investors today, starting with Kingsley. Hi, Kingsley. What's the closing remarks for the session today? And also, because of the feedback that I received from you all, we are introducing more startups like this to prepare themselves for fundraising.
Life is thank you very much, Sonny, for having me again today. Life is a learning process. We all learn by mistakes. We all learn by listening to others. I also learn from everyone on this platform, Kate, Gary, even the guy that presented. I know we are all learning every day. Nobody is perfect. Myself, I have started several companies. I have failed many times. I have to restart again. Few are successful. So what I was able to have passion. You see, passion is very important. You are marketing yourself to somebody. So you got to show your passion for what you have. If I'm going to say that I don't have hair, that you should shave your hair, I should be able to tell you the reason why, Sonny, why should you shave your hair? I will give you the advantages of me having no hair. I'm not bald anyway. So you have to have that passion.
Yeah.
Once you have the passion, others will follow. Then you got to sell one particular thing. Don't try to sell 2, 3, 4 things at the same time. It becomes confusing.
Yeah.
Too many moving angles. Concentrate on one angle, explain that angle, how you're going to solve that angle, how you're going to make it work, then how am I going to get my money back? And when am I going to get my money back? And tell me that 5 million or 1 million is enough for the business, because I'm going to check. If I go and check that 1 million is not enough for that business, which means I will not invest. If I think it's too much, I will not invest. So you have to do your arithmetic very well, not mathematics right now, simple arithmetic, so that we are aware of where we're putting our money. And I believe investors should be able to explain their project in 5-10 minutes, because it's their baby. Tell me about your baby, you'll be able to say it in 5 minutes. So he did a good job, because he said from the beginning, he's a tech guy, this is not what he does. So he did well. And I will appreciate if he can come back with his partner and present to us again. Thank you very much, Sonny.
Thank you, Kingsley, for those remarks. Really appreciated. Karthik, closing remarks. I mean, we have gotten some feedback. Closing remarks about the topic today, and also about British solution.
So two things. Closing remarks about Bridges' solution. I think if a project cannot be summarized in one page, the project would not be invested in. If you cannot tell me about a project in 1 minute, you'd lose my interest. That's exactly how most of the investors work. I mean, we are young investors. Somebody as seasoned as Gary wouldn't give you 30 seconds of his time. So if you can't give him an idea in 30 seconds, you'd lose you. That's the story of investing. About the project and about the business overall, I think there is a lot that needs to be done. But if you're able to build awareness, if you're able to democratize it, and more importantly, if you're able to build reach, build comfort, build authenticity, and build security, this entire logic of digital transmission and digital decentralized lockers is a beautiful industry. It's a parallel industry, and it would start challenging the conventional financial system. The only barrier is about building authenticity, building trust, and building that level of reassurance that my money is going to be safe, and at the end of the tunnel, the money is going to go to the right recipient. The tunnel is not going to suck my money up. Once you build that, you're going to have a very strong economy around it.
Yeah, Karthik, totally agree. It's not only for British, for any startup who is in this.
I love you guys, but I need to go now, and you guys have a nice week ahead.
Thank you, Kingsley, for your insights, and
Okay.
I'm definitely going to have you back another session. And take care since
Okay,
then.
thank you.
Till then,
Bye-bye.
sorry.
Yeah. Ciao. Yeah.
So what I was saying, Karthik, it's not only for British. This feedback from you is for any startup in this sector, because obviously wallet, crypto wallet, remittance is nothing new. This is quite a crowded space, because I'm in the industry, so I see a lot of wallets and a lot of fintech players who are using cryptocurrency as a mode of transmission for cross-border purposes. So this is the feedback coming from Karthik for all the entrepreneurs who are watching us today. So thank you, Karthik, for that. Gary, over to you with your closing remarks, please.
Yeah. I said a lot of what I want to say. I mean, I've done 2 accelerators, and I have thousands of startups through it, besides GSD. So, and I've been doing these startups for 30 years. So you can imagine it's as I've said many times, I'm a country boy, so we always like to keep it simple. Going down through, practice your pitch, understand you need to wow them. Wait, if you were going to put your money in something, what are you going to do that's incredible and unique? And how am I going to get my money back? And more importantly, how much am I going to get back? Right? If I'm going to get back what I put in, or what's worth putting my money in. But if I'm going to have a 10x, then it starts to become interesting. So think about that. And be interesting to talk to your partner. I sent you my email address. I'm happy to go down through this. I mean, we do this every day, multiple times. So you may have the best thing out there. I don't know that, right? Based on the conversation we've had, I don't know exactly what you have, but I'm curious to figure it out. So you never know what you're going to get. It's like Forrest Gump, an old movie that, you never know. Life is like a box of chocolates, and I'm willing to go in because that's where you find the nice chocolate that you want. So just keep it positive, practice, wow statements, finances, team. I didn't hear the team slide. It's critically important to know who you are, right? And what customers, who you've dealt with that's famous, that well known, that is gives you the credibility that you need.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Gary, for that. So, British, just to add, Gary, if you Google Gary Fowler, he's all over Forbes. So.
I know. I've gone through it.
And Karthik lives in Dubai, so he's access to the MENA region. I mean, obviously, you're one of the co-founders is in Dubai, so you can shake hands. So,
Definitely.
you have two great investors on the panel today. We can leverage on their experience and their advice. That's what my point is. Gary,
Right.
I want to end the session, guys, on a funny note. Gary said he's a country boy, and Kingsley said he's from a small village. Is it the same thing?
Well, I mean, we're actually, it could be, we're from, my place is actually a village. It's actually called The Village. So
right.
It's got about 500 people in it. So it's not a big, it's a tiny, tiny, little tiny village.
Right. Great. I mean, exactly. So thank you so much for your time today, Brijesh, Gary, Karthik, Kingsley. Amit, would like to say something, please? How was the experience today?
The experience is good. I would like to say something to Brijesh. Whatever feedback that you have received, please don't take it on a different note. But these feedbacks are from the real investors. These are the real people who are investing into your kind of startup. Maybe you will be on their way to get funded because they want you to improve. So I hope you come again with a much force and with a much better pitch deck.
Certainly.
And you can blow their minds off.
Certainly.
And you can blow their minds off, and you can answer all their questions. And I hope you all the very best. And I hope you get whatever the desired funding you are looking for.
Thank you.
Excellent words from Amit. Very encouraging, Amit. Thank you so much, and all the best, Brijesh, for your fundraising. And thank you so much. This brings us to the end of the session. Again, entrepreneurs and founders who are watching us today, did you see how Brijesh did a lot of braveness, even though he is not a subject matter expert in the field, but he did a great job today. Thank you so much, Brijesh, for your being such a brave on the show today. And thank you again, Gary and Karthik, for sharing such feedback, which is very, very specific to, which is very, very important for any startup, not only Brijesh, but any startup who are looking to raise 10 million in that range of funding. So again, thank you, my co-moderator Amit as well, and thank you, audience, for watching us today. If you would like to participate in pitch competition, like a pitching as Brijesh did today, please reach out to me, and I'm happy to have you on the panel. And again, investors who are looking to share and judge projects like Brijesh, Megatron, please feel free to reach out to us. Besides getting to see good startups, you also get to network with other investors. So that's the key selling point of VCTV. Thank you so much. Take care, stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll be back tomorrow. Till then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.